Hi everybody, it's Meg from Books Off the Beaten Path, and today it's time for another early morning book review. So before we get started, give me a like, hit subscribe. If you are new to my channel, I am pretty much all vintage all the time. I do a little bit of floss too, not that much because I'm not that good. But if you're not new to the channel, I'm so glad that you're back, and I'm glad that you're here anyway. So once again, give me a like, hit subscribe, and leave me a comment. You know how I love the comments. That's like my favorite thing, is to open it up and see I've got a comment. Okay, so today we will be reviewing Beverly Gray's Journey by Claire Bank. Now, I had never heard of Beverly Gray. Just hadn't heard of her at all. But I picked it up because not only does it look vintage, but it has a little Cherry Ames advertisement on the back, and we all know how much I love Cherry Ames. So I did some research. Before I tell you about the book, I want to give you a little bit of research that I did on Beverly Gray. So Beverly Gray was in print from 1934 to 1955, and it was written by Claire Blank. Let me get her name right. Claire Blank, because she put a lot of effort into this, and I should get her name right. And she was a published author by 18. She wrote her first 4 books in high school, so she was a published author by 18. She died, unfortunately, from cancer at 50, so she didn't have a particularly long life. One thing that I thought was very interesting was that Volume 7 of the Beverly Gray series is called Beverly Gray at the World's Fair, and they dropped it. The publishers dropped it because they thought it would date the book. Whatever. They thought it would date the book, and then that book, Beverly Gray at the World's Fair, became the most collectible Beverly Gray book, and apparently it's still kind of hard to find. I enjoyed Beverly. I thought she was good. I thought she was intelligent. I thought she was plucky. I thought she was very Nancy Drew-like. She didn't get upset about a lot of things. And I just wanted to kind of go over this story with you. Now, it's a weird story. So in it, Beverly Gray has to go to England to look for the fiance Larry, because Larry, the fiance, has not been writing to her. And she is like, no. We are going to London, and we are going to find Larry and find out why he hasn't been writing, because she knows that something's happened to him. Something bad has happened to him. She doesn't believe there's another woman, not for 1 second. She doesn't think that he's philandering on her, but something has happened to Larry, and something indeed has happened to Larry. And in this book, Beverly Gray's character is impersonated by another woman with Larry. It's like the weirdest thing. It's like Larry gets told that Beverly Gray is in London and that she's in a car accident. And so Beverly Gray has this beautiful Titian red hair. And so this woman who has similar features to Beverly Gray dyes her hair red, and they keep the rooms kind of dark and everything like that when Larry goes to visit her, so that Larry would think that it was Beverly. But Larry plays along with it, because how could they ever think that I am that stupid? And I agree with Larry on that. You know your own fiance. Just because she looks kind of vaguely similar, you're not going to... It's not like Rick Ricardo, who could never recognize Lucy if she put a hat on or something like that. I mean, it's like, he plays along with it. Not exactly sure why he plays along with it. That's not really explained, but he plays along with it. And then it has to do with an inheritance, and Beverly Gray's double is trying to get this inheritance, and there's a burned down castle that they have to go into, and her best friend Lenora is there with her, and Lenora's one of my favorite characters, because she's got these 2 guys on a string, and she's just very flirty, but she's also very fun-loving. She's a photographer. Beverly Gray is a journalist, and her friend Lenora is a photographer. But anyway, so I did some research on Beverly Gray because this is the first time I've ever seen a Beverly Gray. And so they're written specifically like a soap opera, which is what I found in all of my research, in that you have to have read the previous books to know what's going on in the book at the time, which I really noticed, especially with Lenora and the boyfriends. You have to know, you have to read them all sequentially to know what's going on. And I thought that was pretty interesting. I mean, they're not like Nancy Drew's, like, you know, standalones, or even Cherry Ames or standalones. Cherry Ames has a little bit of that, where you have to kind of know the backstory of the doctors and everything like that. But you could fake it through. Beverly Gray, you can't fake it through. You really need to have those back copies, those back issues. I don't know if I'll ever get another one. I mean, I enjoyed it, but I wasn't just, taken aback with it. But I did find this interesting statistic page, and this is called Beverly Gray's Harrowing Adventures. And these are the things that, like, in volume 1, what happens, in volume 12, what happens, and everything like that. And I'm not going to go through each one of these, but she's had some pretty, she gets into some pretty good messes. Like, she's held captive by an insane woman. She's lost in the blizzard. She's trapped in a burning building. She's captured by cannibals. That would be an interesting one. She survives an avalanche. She's in a car crash. She's kidnapped by gypsies. She's arrested. She's caught in a forest fire. She's asked to capture a criminal and to hide priceless jewels. She's on a boat that sinks. She witnesses a murder. And then there's regular things like she's locked in a bathroom. She gets locked in a lot of stuff. She gets locked in a lot of things. Locked in a bathroom, locked in a closet, locked in a tunnel, locked in a tower, nearly run over by a car, locked in a vacant house. She's locked in a lot of things. I don't know why she gets locked in, though. She survives an earthquake. She's in a plane crash. She's in a hurricane and swept down into the ocean. She's bitten by a snake. She's attacked by a wolf. She's attacked by a tiger. She's shot at by a sniper. She's locked in a barn and gets her foot caught in an old hunter's trap. And that's just a few of the many harrowing adventures of Beverly Gray. She was second on the list when I put out my little poll of what to read. And I am glad that I read her. And I am glad to add this to my collection. But I don't think I'll pursue it. I mean, she was good. I enjoyed the story. But again, having that soap opera aspect to it, where you kind of have to have the full gamut in order to really enjoy reading it, I just don't think I'm going to do that. I just don't think I'm going to get into the full gamut, but I'm certainly glad that I have her. Now, in the daytime, see, I read exclusively at night in my fiction, and I've been reading some stuff in the daytime, like on Sundays and Saturday afternoons, and I just wanted to show this one. This isn't a big book review or anything like that, but I've been reading these haunted house stories, again, from Half Price Books. So Half Price Books, if you're listening, please sponsor me. But this has been really good. There's some really great stories in here which I have not heard of. And they're just fun. I haven't had a good short story anthology in a long time, and this is a good one. So I would recommend this. It is put out by Flame Tree 451, which is out of London, and apparently they do all sorts of anthologies and collections and everything like that. And if you've ever heard of them, they do haunted houses, I think they do vampires, I think they do ghosts, and just little short stories and everything like that. But there's some really good ones in here, some really good ones. Our authors are Edith Wharton, M.R. James, Bram Stoker, Algernon Blackwood, Bram Stoker. Did I say Stoker? Whoops, sorry. All right, so my next read is going to be the third one that was picked out on the list, which is The Ghost Parade by Margaret Sutton. This again is a wonderful, this is a Judy Bolton mystery. Here's Judy Bolton. I think they're at a seance. I could be wrong. They could be cooking. Yeah, they could be cooking. One of them's holding a cat. I hope that cat's not going to get cooked. But anyway, so that's going to be my next read. And I just wanted to say hi and good morning. And I miss you guys, and leave me some comments. And my days are filling up in the summer. They are just hotter than Hades here in Okie Dokie. And I hope that you guys are having a cool spree wherever you are. If not, if it's hot, let me know what you're doing in the heat. Are you just staying in and reading, or are you getting out to the pool or anything like that? But anyway, that's all I have to say this morning. Good book review. Beverly Gray. Not going to get the whole series, but I'm glad I read her. And I will check you later.